Hey everybody, thanks for watching. These are driving directions to a subdivision in Cibola County called Tierra Verde Ranchettes, specifically Unit 5 within Tierra Verde, and specifically a property that we have in Unit 5. It should be noted Tierra Verde Ranchettes is about 4,500 acres that sits just south of the 53 out here. The subdivision straddles the Cibola National Forest as well as the land adjacent to Cibola National Forest to the west. There are two entrances into this subdivision, one over here on the west and one in the east. The thing about this is that this is not the most intuitive, it's not going to be the most intuitive route. It's not going to be the easiest one to find. These roads are not well marked. Additionally, Google Maps, Google Satellite kind of gets turned around out there. So normally when we're giving directions to a property, we tell people just go to our listing page, pull it up on your smartphone, click the GPS coordinates. Your smartphone will give you turn-by-turn directions. And normally that works. And if you're in an area that doesn't have good cell phone reception, which fortunately this one does, the alternative is to come to Google Maps the night before, maybe click the directions button here, enter your start point, and you'll get turn-by-turn directions that you can print out and take with you. Neither of those will work in this particular instance. So we're taking the time here to give you detailed directions with photos as to how to get out to the land. So I'm going to walk you through this right now. Quick thing I want to make you guys aware of. There are two ways you can approach this. One is from the west, one is from the east. If you're approaching from the west over here off of Ice Caves Road, off the 53, it's Indian Service Route 125. That is not the way to go because there are two gates that you're going to encounter out here getting out to the subdivision. The gates are controlled by an entity called I believe it's the James Valley Ranch. And my understanding is that even if I got you guys gate codes or keys for those gates, they get changed fairly often. So even if you buy the property in whatever December and you go out, you look at it in January and those key codes work, they may not work again 6 months later. Or 3 months later. So point being, I'm giving you an alternative route in, number one. Number two, this is the way that the locals, the people who actually live in this subdivision, have told us is the best way. Not only the best way to approach because there are no impediments like a gate, but best in that it is also the route that's closer. So point being, we're going to go to satellite view here. I'm going to zoom in on this. The second route is over here off the 53, specifically Cibola County Road 42. So I'm just going to bring this up here in our photo gallery, and I'm going to kind of walk you guys through this. So first off, you're going to be turning off Highway 53 on Cibola County Road 42. So if you're coming from the east, you're going to be making a left turn. If you're coming from the west, you're going to be making a right turn. Whatever the case, this is what you're going to see as you turn off the 53. So if you don't see this, stop, turn around, look for this. Keep driving. You're not on the 42. If you do see this, congratulations, you're going in the right direction. Now, the next thing you're going to do is go about 6.7, roughly 7 miles down this dirt road. This is the 42, and it's going to lead you to a fork in the road. Now, I just want to show you, we have some images here of things you're going to see along this drive. A lot of times you could be on this drive and think to yourself, did I go too far? Have I not gone far enough? What should I be looking for? These are some signs that you're going to see, as well as just some, little, landmarks that you'll see along the route. Point is, when you see these things, you're going in the right direction. Just keep going south. Now, next thing that's going to happen is the 42 is going to veer off in a direction like this. It's going to basically fork. At that fork, you should be seeing Cerro Americano. Cerro Americano is, I don't know if it's a mountain or a hill or how it's technically classified, but it's a big, imposing, let's say, mountainous thing in the distance that sort of stands out. You'll know it when you see it. And even if you didn't know when you see it, this is the fork in the road that you're going to encounter. So in this particular instance, left is bad, right is good. You want to stay as close to the mountain as possible, hug the right-hand side, and take that right turn. And just to give you a better sense, this is what it's going to look like. There's actually going to be a street sign here for Cerro Americano Road. Just stay on this, okay? Next, as noted here, you're not going to drive very far, about a half a mile southwest, and then you're going to hit another fork in the road. A lot of the time with this route, you're just going to be driving in a general westbound direction, but you're going to come to these little side roads that veer off north-south. You need to know which ones to stick to and which ones to avoid. So in this particular case, you want to stay right. This is what this fork in the road looks like. Again, stay right here, keep hugging the mountain area, and you're going to be all good. Next, you're going to continue for roughly 0.8 of a mile until you reach another fork in the road. There you have the opportunity to go right, go left, go north, or keep going west. You want to keep going west essentially you want to stay left. So when you reach that fork in the road, stay to your left, and this is what that looks like. Finally, you will have arrived at the entrance to Tierra Verde. Now, I just want to make this clear. It looks like a gate. It's not a gate. It's just a fence. And then there's this wide open entrance here. So this is what the entrance looks like. And then there's a sign that's posted here. This is as formal as the Tierra Verde subdivision gets. And that sign looks like this. This is basically welcome to Tierra Verde. So once you've reached this, congratulations, you are formally within the subdivision. Now, this next image that we have right here, this is basically a plat map of the entire subdivision. All the route that you will have just traveled is not within that subdivision. You are right here at the edge of Unit 7. And this lot I'm going to show you how to get to is up here in Unit 5. Okay. So the first thing to know is that basically what you're doing right now is you're going in a westerly direction. And there's got to be a lot of little side roads that might veer to the north or the south. For the first roughly 4/10 of a mile, they're just going to take you back to where you need to go. So don't worry about those. You're just going in a straight westerly direction. It's going to take you along here. The first thing that's going to jump out at you, the first direction you need to be aware of, is you're going to come to a three-way fork. You can go this way, you can go this way, or you can go this way. As long as you're bearing to the right, whether you make a sharp right here, or you come down here and you make a right turn right here, you'll be doing fine. If you make the left turn and you go south, you're going in the wrong direction. Stop, turn around, don't do that, okay? Now, in case you're a little confused, there's going to be a power line right here. One of the main power lines in this area runs through here. You'll be able to identify that because you'll see the power line sticking out. So helpfully, our photographer put his index finger here. That's what a power line looks like. So when you see that, you want to bang a hard right. Next, you're going to go about roughly 2/10 of a mile, and then you're going to come to another fork in the road. At that fork in the road, you want to stay to your right. Okay, so this is the more well-traveled path. This is going to be the easier one to identify. This is an example. Our photographer, when he was showing us how to get to a property we had in Unit 6, he veered off on this road. In this particular case, that is bad, hence the red X. You want to stay to the right, to the blue check mark. Stay along the more well-traveled road. Okay. Going this way, you're going to go about 0.13 miles until you come to another fork in the road. At that fork, you want to stay left. And this is what that one's going to look like. So if you go to the right, you're going in the wrong direction. Don't do that, people. Don't do that. Stay to your left, go this way. And then you're going to sort of go up and over, and you're going to come to another fork in the road, roughly 1/10 of a mile, 0.14 miles. You're going to hit another fork in the road. We recommend that you make a right. As you can see here on the map, if you make a right or you make a left, you're going to end up in basically the same place, but you'll save a little bit of driving distance if you make the right. Now, by the way, this is what that intersection looks like. So this is now going to take you onto this well-defined road. This is one of the major roads within the subdivision. It's called Camino de Agua Vida. One thing I just want to quickly point out, on the plat map that we have up here, this road is not called Camino de Agua Vida. It's called Camino de Tierra. That being said, when my photographer was out there, when he was out there, he said that he saw road signs for Camino de Agua Vida and not the other one. So just an FYI, when you reach that road, that's where you are. You're just going to continue straight on this one. Okay, this is an easy one. You're going to go straight. You're going to go north. You're going to travel north on this for about exactly 1 mile. And there you're going to come to an intersection. That intersection is Mason Ranch Road. And if you take a look here, we have this intersection pointed out here. This is Mason Ranch right here. This is Camino de Agua Vida. So, one of the telltale signs that you're at this intersection is the power line that's right here, but more importantly, thankfully, it's labeled. There's going to be a street sign that says Mason Ranch, okay? There's going to be some fencing here along the eastern side. This is a private property. Somebody owns it. And basically what you want to do here is just keep going straight. Just keep going north through this intersection. And by the way, this is what that prominent power line looks like at that area. There's power throughout the subdivision, but it's not ubiquitous. So when you see this, you'll know you're in the right place because that's one of the few areas that a main, sort of run of power lines is going. Okay. Anyway, once you do that, you're going to want to continue 0.44 miles until you come to a homestead. There's going to be an actual homestead here on your left. This is going to be an easy landmark to find. Just want to zoom in on this a little bit. The homestead's going to be right here. Now, there's an intersection right here. Our photographer turned right here for various reasons. I'll get back to that in a second. This one's easy to identify because there's a little fence right here. What we're going to recommend, though, is that you go one intersection further, which is about 0.26 miles. You're going to come to an unnamed road. You're going to make a right turn there, and then you're going to take that roughly about 0.6 of a mile, and the subject property will be on your right. Okay, so as long as you're just following the little trip meter on your odometer, what have you, take it out about 0.6 of a mile, you will come to the subject property. It will be there on your right. Now, quick thing, guys, that I just want to make you aware of, going back to what I was just talking about. This is what this road looks like at this fence post here. So you got the fence post right here. You've got the homestead that's off camera right over here. This road is more easily defined. Okay, so it's going to be easier to drive on. It's going to be easier to identify. And if you go down this road, this is basically, you know, what you're going to see. The road looks like this. It's easy to drive on. You've got fencing right here, blah, blah, blah. That being said, I just want to bring this up on the map and show you. And if we zoom in here on the property, this is the road that my photographer would have come in on. This would not be the legal access to the property. Up here, this would be the legal access to the property. But what he indicated to me is that this road is not necessarily visible to the naked eye when you are out here at this intersection. This intersection is the easier one to identify. So if you simply drive whatever, you know, driving distance we gave you, 0.44 miles, 0.4 of a mile, and you bang a sharp right wherever that is, you're most likely on that road. That being said, it may not be the easiest to identify. So for the purposes of scouting the property, you may just want to take the right turn over here by the homestead and by this little fence. This road may be easier to handle. Okay. And, you know, whoever owns the property that's adjacent to this one, it doesn't look like they're out there, so there's nobody who's going to chase you off that land. So most likely, if you just want to park here, walk to the property, whatever, you will have that option as well. Anyway, I hope that was clear. Hope you guys don't have any questions, because beyond this video, I don't think I'm going to be of much assistance. Whatever the case, good luck on your scout, and we hope you like the property when you get to it. Thanks.